Hey there, welcome to the Fit and Fresh Life podcast, where together we'll be exploring the science of you. I'm your host, Natalie Marie Collins, and I invite you to join me on this journey as we discover who it is you really are, how you're designed to operate in this world, in business and in life, and how to balance and understand it all through the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, human design, and the elements. Today, we're going to be exploring a beautiful way to pamper yourself. When I met my local Ayurvedic practitioner, Marty, he shared with me this special little tip that I want to pass on to you. He told me that in the morning, before I hop in the shower, give myself a 15 to 30 minute warm self-oil massage and really love on myself in the process. He said that in Ayurveda, it's called Abhyanga. So what this is you do some deep tissue work in places that feel like it needs it. Gentle touches in other places. Really work the oil into the skin with love throughout the entire process, from head to toe. The way he described it as such a beautiful process that it really had me start looking at even better ways to take care of myself. Because also, dang, I thought I was doing a pretty good job to begin with. This also made me giggle a bit because recently my divine soul coach, Glenn Younger, who happens to live in Italy, told me I needed to give myself some coccola. In Italian, coccola means to caress, cuddle, and pamper. What a beautiful word, right? She was telling me that I needed to give myself some good old-fashioned self-loving. Again, I thought I was doing a pretty good job, but the way that Marty shared with me about the morning oil massage, it really made me realize that something as simple as a nice self-oil rub down was gonna be a very welcoming form of coccola. I then read in the Charaka Samhita, one of the great ancient texts of Ayurveda, that the body of one who uses oil massage regularly does not become affected much, even if subjected to accidental injuries or strenuous work. By using oil massage daily, a person is endowed with pleasant touch, trimmed body parts, and becomes strong, charming, and least affected by old age. Yes, please. So then I started doing some research on the best kinds of oils to use because that's important to know. What I learned that is in Ayurveda, there are 3 different doshas, or doshas translates literally to the elements of the body. And each dosha has a recommended list of oils that are best for that particular body type. So before we talk about the oils and dive into the oils themselves, I want to explain a little bit about what the doshas are really quickly. In Ayurveda, which is the science of life, it uses the 5 elements of air, earth, fire, water, and ether, or space, to determine what your body's main energy type is. So the 3 doshas are Vata, which is air and ether, or space, Pitta, which is fire and half water, and Kapha, which is earth and the other half of water. By knowing and starting to understand your dosha, you can then begin to understand what aggravates you and what will help you stay in balance. The goal with this is to become and stay in balance. That's when you start to discover what it means to truly be healthy, and I've been told that it can get you feeling very blissful. Again, yes please. That being said, certain oils will aggravate some people and balance others. If you'd like to discover what your dosha is, I'll link to a printable quiz in the show notes of this podcast. You can get it over at fitandfreshlife.com/podcast/002. I'll go into more detail about the 3 doshas in upcoming episodes because we're going to be talking about them a lot in this podcast. So, okay, on to the oils. For Vata. So Vata, again, is the air and ether. And because Vata people have a lot of movement, they get cold easily and they tend to have really dry skin like all the time. And oils that help to nourish and balance these qualities are heavier, warming, and more relaxing oils like sesame, olive oil, corn, or almond. Sesame oil is amazing and very warming. Be sure, if you're going to use sesame oil, be sure to get the organic, non-toasted kind, because, the toasted kind is very fragrant and can also be very expensive. You can go that route if you want to, but the non-organic and cold pressed type of sesame oil is actually best. And since Vadas tend to have really dry skin, doing this daily or doing the self-massage oil rub is actually ideal to do every day. So for Pitta, because Pitta represents the fire energy with a little bit of water, you don't want oils that will necessarily warm you up. You actually instead want oils such as coconut oil or sunflower oil that are not heavy and will balance that fiery energy. You don't need to do this every day as it's not necessary for your skin, but 3 to 4 times a week is ideal for the Pitta dosha. Now, on to Kapha. Because Kapha is pretty much already oily, they tend to have oilier, smoother, and softer skin. Daily oil massage isn't actually necessary. Instead, doing this more like once a week is ideal. The warming oils such as sesame, almond, and olive oils are great for stimulating the heavier or more solid energy of Kapha. But if they become too stimulating for you, if you are Kapha, you can just use something like jojoba oil, which is actually great for all of the types. Now, I personally have been testing out a variety of oils because that's what I do. My main dosha is Pitta with Vata as my secondary, also called Pitta Vata. Since I'm doing this self-oil massage over the past few weeks, I've been mainly using organic, cold-pressed sesame oil, and I found it does really good for me. I've really been enjoying this. It's quite a bit thicker and heavier than other oils that I'm used to using, but it leaves me with this nice, healthy glow, and I'm been very happy with it. I've also been using coconut oil, which I'll probably use more of in the summer since it's a lighter oil and not quite as warming as sesame. Sesame is really nice in the winter time, especially because it is heavier, gives a deeper moisture, and coconut oil I found is going to be a lot better in the summer months. So now let's talk about how to get the oil off of you, because please don't get dressed after you've greased yourself up, because I don't think your clothes are really going to appreciate that. What you do want to do is wait for a few minutes. 15 minutes is actually ideal for this, to give the oil a chance to soak into your skin a bit and take a nice warm shower. The warmth from the shower will open up your pores and let the oil sink in deeper and make your skin even softer. Wash your body as usual and continue on with your day. I found that for my Pitta skin, I can go 2 to 3 days in between these self-oil massage sessions and still look all nice and glowy and not need lotion at all, which is actually a really big deal for me since I now live in the desert and all. And it's really drying, and I found that my skin doesn't necessarily like the desert as much as I'd like it to. I actually found my skin did really great in the more humid environments when I was in places like Oklahoma and Atlanta. But now that I'm back in the desert environment of Utah, I have found that these oil massages are really just allowing my skin to be really healthy in even this dry environment, which has been incredibly helpful. It's becoming this beautiful morning practice that I've continued to look forward to and thoroughly enjoy. This type of Coccola has been just what I needed, and I think you'll love it just as much as I do. So that's it for this episode and for this podcast. And if you have questions or want to send me any comments or anything, you can shoot me over an email at podcast@fitandfreshlife.com. And I look forward to talking with you soon in upcoming episodes. Bye for now.